The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Aaron Glenn is being criticized by members of the media. Is it justified? We'll talk about that and much more. The latest from Jets camp on a football Friday on game day eve. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, AG's first training camp with the New York Jets is underway.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quentin Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman
Here we go.
Show. Here on a football Friday. Happy game day eve. Jets Packers tomorrow night. You could bet on that game and any game in the NFL preseason with FanDuel Sportsbook. They are my official sportsbook and our new presenting sponsor for the upcoming Jets and NFL season. A lot to talk about here on a football Friday, but I'd be remiss if I didn't immediately tell everyone out there what our giveaway is at the end of the stream. If we get 30 gifted memberships during this show, you'll have a chance to win a signed Sauce Gardner jersey as we kick off a football Friday with an actual game coming up tomorrow night. So signed Sauce jersey at the end of the stream, pending 30 gifted memberships. Let's talk about some criticism that Aaron Glenn is facing. So for those who missed the announcement yesterday, Glenn, after practice, was asked about whether or not the starters will play in the Jets preseason opener at the Packers tomorrow night. And this was AG yesterday.
We're playing. We're playing. I can't tell you how much the guys are going to play. It's going to factor about how the game goes, but we're playing. Because I want to play. That's the reason.
It's important at this point for Justin and these guys to
I want our guys to play. That's the reason.
He wants his guys to play, would not elaborate, and people heard that cut, and they were very quick to criticize Aaron Glenn. Headline over at Outkick. Aaron Glenn already testy with the New York media for no good reason. Headline here. Aaron Glenn already testy with New York media for no good reason. The national writer who wrote the story, Armando Seguero, longtime NFL reporter, said something that I think we've all have heard, right? Glenn's trying to beat Bill Parcells up there. Well, Bill Parcells, when he coached the Jets, he already had 2 rings. People are looking for reasons to criticize Aaron Glenn before anything has even happened yet. That's why I think Aaron Glenn and the Jets, it behooves them to get off to a really good start because the media is waiting. This is the national media, but the beat reporters can't wait for some controversy. The local talk show hosts can't wait for some controversy. Whether it's fair or not, Aaron Glenn has taken a much different approach than what we've seen from a Jet coach since Bill Parcells, right? Robert Saleh was everyone's friend. Aaron Glenn's the total opposite. Now, I think the reporters will tell you who are there every day that they've enjoyed covering Glenn, that he's been fun. He's starting to open up a little bit more, that he's been helpful. He's been transparent with injuries, which they appreciate. But I'm just telling you, we all love the Aaron Glenn persona and what he's done so far. I think there's a lot of fans that won't care about any of this if they don't win. That's the bottom line. If the Jets don't go out there and win games this year, people are not going to care. But I've defended Glenn from this standpoint. Alan Hahn on ESPN New York, we played that cut about a month ago. It's not an act, right? People are like, oh, he's trying to beat Parcells, this macho man. Oh, look at me. That's not what I think is happening here. I think this is who Glenn is. Go back and watch his press conferences when he was a coordinator with the Lions. He spoke every week. Same thing. This is who he is. For better or worse, what I like about Aaron Glenn is that he's not trying to be something he's not. He's got to win games, but I'm not going to criticize him for press conference answers. Nobody cares if you win. Bill Belichick didn't treat the media great, and I don't think Glenn is treating the media poorly, by the way. I just think he's very serious. This is kind of who he is. I think at times he's shown more of a human side, right? He was emotional talking about hearing the Jet chant at the green and white scrimmage last week, how it hit him that he's the Jet coach. I think he's been fine. I think what you don't want, though, is after a brutal Jet loss, and we know as high as we all are on Aaron Glenn, and we want to believe this and that, there's going to be a brutal Jet loss in there. Hopefully not week 1. If he's combative after those games, it's not going to work. No one wants to hear that. And I don't think he will be, right? But I think that's the step. How does he handle adversity? There's no adversity right now. He's in the honeymoon phase. There was adversity for 2 hours when we were trying to figure out if Justin Fields ruptured his Achilles or tore his ACL at practice in late July. There hasn't been any adversity yet. How does he handle it when there is? You can't be combative after every loss. You can't get the perception that you're more upset at the result or more upset at the question a reporter asked you than the result of a game. So I think ultimately it doesn't matter now. And I don't think Glenn's going to be combative after every game. But I do think people are waiting. We played you comments from talk show hosts. You know, Aaron Rodgers did his interview on McAfee, and a lot of people said, wow, Glenn looks terrible here. He hasn't done anything. So people are waiting. People are going to pounce if the Jets struggle. Now, it's not just the national media. You guys know I'm a talk show host on ESPN New York, so I tuned in to the afternoon show yesterday. Peter Rosenberg and Ty Butler were hosting Afternoon Drive after I got done with the K show from 1 to 3. And this was Peter Rosenberg's take on Aaron Glenn.
Let's hear from Aaron Glenn. What is the plan for the starters this weekend?
We're playing. I can't tell you how much the guys are going to play. You know, it's going to factor by how the game goes, but we're playing.
The reason,
Because I want to play. That's the reason.
It's important at this point for adjusting these guys.
I want our guys to play. That's the reason.
Why does he sound so angry?
By the way, do you know my theory on Aaron Glenn?
That he's a tryhard?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. From the first...
Oh, I've been on that.
From the first day I heard his audio, I was like, all right, he's done. It ain't going to work out. Now, listen, I admit it, I can be wrong, but 2 things. 1, I don't care if I'm wrong. And number 2, we don't work with them anymore. I don't like the cut of his jib. Maybe it'll turn around and he won't be annoying, but so far, he's Mr. Joe Football tryhard guy, and I find it annoying.
I'm telling you, media is ready to pounce. They can't wait for the same old Jets. LOL. Oh, you try to do something different after Robert Saleh? Here we go. I mean, this is what the Jets are up against. This is why they got to win games. I will say Peter's reasoning, he doesn't like the cut of Glenn's jib. That's not going to jive well with this fan base. But the Jets don't need to look that far to find motivation. So they got to go out there and they got to win football games because this is happening now. It's August 8th. It's August 8th. Aaron Glenn doesn't need to be nice to the media. He doesn't need to give great answers at press conferences. He's got to win games. I've said this from the beginning. Aaron Glenn, I don't think is a tryhard. I think this is who he is. That's him. That's why I'm fine with him doing what he's doing. Be yourself. Players see through someone who's not being authentic. I think Glenn's very authentic. But the caveat is the first sign of trouble, how do you handle it? Because the media, I'm telling you, is looking to pounce. But it's just starting. You could find it out there. Aaron Glenn's not Bill Parcells. Parcells could get away with whatever he wanted because guess what? He had 2 Super Bowl rings, and when he took over the Jets, remember what happened? They were a 1-win team when he got there. Year 1, they were 9-7, but in that first game, they won 41-3 as an underdog on the road at Seattle. Think about that. You got to get off to a good start. Got to have that signature win. Got to get people to stay bought in who have been bought in so far. But I'm telling you, this stuff is out there. And the people behind the scenes that cover the team or the columnists in New York and the talk show host and other teams' fans, they're waiting for that. Jets have new GM, new coach. Nothing changes. Still the Jets. That's what they're up against. That's what they have to do. I have no problem with what Aaron Glenn said, but the stuff is coming from him if he doesn't win. Once again, the only thing that matters is winning. Winning, winning, winning. And oh, yeah, winning more games. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you tuned in late, Football Friday, game day eve, signed Sauce Gardner jersey is the giveaway at the end of the stream. I'd be remiss if we didn't shout out Colin, who was the first to gift the membership and enter the raffle. J-Boy, who dropped a 10 spot of channel memberships for the people.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
And how about this from Roster Dread in for 5? So already we have 16 gifted memberships. If we get to 30, the raffle will take place at the end of the stream. If we don't hit 30, second show today, we raffle away the signed Sauce jersey. But I think we're going to get there. It's a Football Friday. Jets are playing tomorrow. I can't wait. Now, I think most fans and most people in the media think it was the right decision by Aaron Glenn to play the Jet starters tomorrow night. But not everyone. Friend of the show and our guest today at 4 o'clock vehemently disagrees with that take. Nick Faria wrote a story on Jet X Factor today that he thinks the Jets going out there, StreamYard, stop effing glitching. Thank you. He thinks that Aaron Glenn playing his starters tomorrow is his first, quote, big mistake on the job. And I think this is a ridiculous take by Nick. I respect his opinion. He's a friend. But I think this is an asinine take. It would be the most contradicting move Glenn could make if he didn't play his starters for something tomorrow. How can you preach, we're going to play football, we're going to be physical, we're going to be tough, we're going to run the ball. This is not a country club anymore. We're having live tackling at practice. And have this as your take. How could you argue that the Jets, who were soft as Charmin last year and came out against the Niners and looked like they didn't know how to play football? How could you argue that it makes sense to not play the starters tomorrow night? You have to play the starters. It would once again contradict everything that Aaron Glenn has stood for to this point. You listened to the players' answers yesterday when they were asked about playing, if they were surprised that they're going to play. Sauce Gardner's like, no, it fits with everything we've been doing in camp. I'm a football player. I love to play football. I can't wait to play football. This, to me, is a huge, huge bad take by Nick Faria. If Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase could play in the preseason, sorry, Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson could go out there and play. See, the Bengals have gotten off to terrible starts at the beginning of their seasons. So you know what they've done differently this year? They're actually playing their players in the preseason. You have to play your guys to be ready. And the Jets, their competitive advantage is the Steelers aren't playing their starters in the preseason. They're putting everyone on ice. The Steelers, hopefully, are susceptible to being punched in the mouth by a physical Jets team that could out-physical them in that game. Steelers don't know what a Justin Fields, Tanner Engstrand offense looks like. They don't know what an Aaron Glenn, Steve Wilkes defense looks like. If you want to be ready to play football, you got to play football. Are there risks playing in the first preseason game or any preseason game? Obviously. But I think we all understand you have to take the risk. Otherwise, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. The Jets in a lot of games are going to go into it with a disadvantage at quarterback. To be determined on head coach. The two most important things for a football team, your quarterback and your coach. They could go into this game in week 1 and even week 2. They could go into the game with an advantage. Being ready to play. Being ready to go out there and actually take advantage of the opportunity you have early in the year when teams haven't clicked yet to try and pick them off early. If you're going to play great teams, and Buffalo's certainly a great team in week 2, you want to play them early, and you want you to be the more physical team and be ready to go. So, ultimately, do I think the Jets are making a mistake tomorrow? Absolutely not. I think this was the only approach they could take. It would be so hypocritical for AG to not play his guys. And no one's saying that you want Aaron Glenn to have Justin Fields out there in the third quarter of the game. Or you want Aaron Glenn out there having Justin Fields behind backups. Like Mark Sanchez in the fourth quarter of the Snoopy Bowl in 2013. That's not what this is. They need the reps. Nick, we're talking about a Jets team that has a new offensive coordinator, a new quarterback. It's a new scheme. Defensively, it's a new scheme. Guys got to play. This team needs to be dominant up front to have any chance to be better than what we're expecting. The way to do that is to play. You know, last year and years prior, Salo would talk about continuity being so important for the offensive line. Well, the Jets' offensive line needs to play together. I know 4 of the 5 guys did last year, but you know what? Olu hasn't played a ton of games. By the way, Tittman's playing guard tomorrow night. Myers is at center. He's new. Simpson's not healthy right now. Let these guys play. AVT, let them play. Get the rust out. Let's go. They got to be ready to go week 1. That's how they're going to win. There's certainly risks involved with playing in this game tomorrow. I'd be silly to act like it's a foregone conclusion. No one's going to get hurt. The last time the Jets played their starting quarterback in the preseason opener, Zach Wilson, we thought tore his ACL against the Eagles in 2022. There's risk. But you know what? We have nothing to lose as Jet fans this year. No one thinks this team's going to be any good. Their win total at FanDuel is 5.5. The competitive advantage is there for the Jets. And once again, if the Bengals could go out there and play Joe Burrow, then the Jets could play Justin Fields. This, to me, is without question the right move. I really don't see the counter argument. It, once again, would go against everything Aaron Glenn has been preaching. Will Parkinson, I thought, had a really good take on this. He said, I'm a firm believer that the main reason for the amount of injuries the last few years is the lack of hitting in camp and guys not playing in the preseason and then being expected to go from 0 to 1,000 miles per hour and play full speed in week 1. Ideally, you get a few series healthy and get out of Green Bay tomorrow and move on to giant joint practices. You got to be smart, but I think having guys go through game day routines, get in and out of the huddle, communicate, and bring guys to the ground is necessary prep work. Week 3 of the preseason, you rest guys. But I think week 1, week 2, starters playing to some extent is right. And Glenn would have gotten crushed if he said all he said and then was scared to play his guys. Football, you got to play it to be good at it, to be ready to play it. It's the most physical sport in the world. Got to be ready. Without question, this is the right move. Anyone who disagrees, and Nick does, we're gonna argue this afternoon. That is for sure. Bring your hard hats, Asmaniacs. Nick Faria versus the chat is going down. The Asmaniac rumble of all rumbles. Hit the like button, comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Appreciate all of your support on the show. We've had an awesome week of viewership. Jet fans are rightfully excited. Programming note. Normally, I go live after every Jets game, including the preseason. I have a wedding tomorrow night, so the post-game show will be Sunday morning or mid-morning. Check the Discord for updates. Check the timestamp on YouTube. So post-game show on Sunday, breaking down what we see tomorrow night. Big fella, super chat, cuts the line. He says, the media is supposed to report news, not create controversy or get butt hurt over access. This isn't Salah, and that's a good thing. Jets beat sucks. Now, the column was a national reporter, so it wasn't anyone on the Jets beat, to be fair. But I'm telling you, folks, people see Aaron Glenn and they see him only in sound bites. They're not watching the full pressers like we are. They're not paying attention like we are to his other answers or what he has said. They see that sound bite and they're like, oh, this guy's acting all tough. He hasn't done anything yet. They're waiting to pounce. Waiting. Question is, will they have an opportunity to do it? Darth Crypto gifted not 1, but 2 channel memberships. He's got 2 chances to win a signed Sauce Gardner jersey at the end of the stream. Thank you very much, Mr. Crypto. The Austrian Jet fan. Hell yeah, baby. He just gifted 10. That's right, 10 channel memberships.
We are mama way.
Hell yeah, Austrian Jet fan who's won a bunch of prizes. In fact, he just picked up his latest prize that we sent overseas to Austria yesterday. He's in for 10 more. Anthony Logerato joins the Sauce Gardner jersey raffle for 5.
Show me the money. Show me the money! Money.
Let's get to some of your calls now. Before we do that, reminder, we are available in audio form on either Apple or Spotify. Just search The Jake Asman Show, and you can listen back to any show I do on YouTube as an audio podcast. Spread the word. A lot of people, maybe, they only listen to audio podcasts. Well, this show is available in audio form. To your calls, we go. First up today is a man who needs zero introduction. His name, Purple Belt Mike.
Purple belt Mike, he loves the Dark Knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
We have to take, what Peter Rosenberg says for a grain of salt, because I know he's your he's your coworker, but dude, that guy, he has no business doing what he's doing, to be honest with you. I can't stand him. And it's like some of these people wish that someone gets hurt on Saturday because we're starting our players. Like, I don't understand what the deal is. If you're going to get hurt in the preseason, then you're most likely going to get hurt in the regular season. So what really is the difference if they play 4 or 5 drives?
Look, to me, if you're going to preach physicality and you're going to preach playing football, and Glenn has been on the record, Mike, saying the only way to be prepared to play football is to play football, then you can't not play your guys in the preseason. No one's saying they got to play a lot. Get them out there, couple series, ramp it up maybe next week. And then if you want to sit guys for the last one, which is what the old 4th preseason game essentially was, the Danny Woodhead game, then that makes sense. But I think we've gone so far with, it's you got to be so worried about injuries. Like, I get it, but have you seen how sloppy the beginning of these seasons have been, especially how bad the Jets looked last year in week 1? They weren't ready. They got to be ready this year to have any chance of being better than we think.
Especially with all the penalties we've had recently. Put them in a game situation, get that shit out now so it's not there in September. So I don't understand it. The only negative is if there's an injury, but again, if you're going to get hurt in the preseason, then you're going to get hurt in the regular season. So
injuries happen, and look, there's risk, but to me, this is not a Super Bowl or bust year. You're not trying to protect Aaron Rodgers. Like, it's Justin Fields, man. Like, if he gets hurt, I got to live with the consequences. I need him to go out there and be ready to go because I think it's too risky to not play him, and then he's sloppy, and you lose a game that could be very winnable early in your year, and then the season starts to spiral if you're not careful.
Or if we finish the season 9-8 when we could have been 10-7 and make the playoffs, there's a game in there that we lost because of it. So
certainly possible.
It makes sense. I like what Glenn's doing, and I believe in Glenn.
You believe in AG?
I believe in Aaron Glenn. Like I believe in Harvey Dent. I believe in Aaron Glenn.
Now, shout out to you, Mike. You were, I believe, the first Asmaniac that went and purchased our brand new sponsors' custom shoes. Beast
yeah.
So Beats Custom Apparel, for those who missed the announcement yesterday, these are the shows that I tweeted out and I've been showing off on social media. They are a brand new sponsor. And Mike, I believe you ordered a Batman custom Air Force One sneaker.
Can I talk about the sneaker or no?
Yeah, go for it, man. They're a new sponsor. I want to show love to our sponsors.
So, dude, this guy is making me. So I love Batman, and my favorite movie of all time is The Dark Knight. So he's gonna do one shoe, The Dark Knight, and the other shoe, the Batman. So I'm gonna have custom Batman sneakers. One is The Dark Knight, and one is the Batman. It's gonna be fucking sick. I can't wait to see what he comes up with. It's gonna be awesome.
Love it, Mike. You're the man. Appreciate you supporting the sponsor, and good call as well. Shout out to Beats Custom Apparel. I got the shoes right here. I'll be rocking these shoes at our watch party next week for the Jets Giants. I mean, come on now. Jordan Brand, let's go. And the Jake Asman Show ones. Hey, use promo code JETS1, 10% off on all your purchases on the website. BeatsCustoms.com. Shout out to Kyle and his team, Family Business, supporting the Jake Asman Show, new sponsor for the upcoming season here. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. We got one from Mike D's Nuts. And before I acknowledge this, let's say this to Mike D's Nuts. Happy birthday to Mike D's Nuts. It's his birthday today. He wrote it in the Discord. So everyone wish Mike D's Nuts a happy birthday. He says, typical media, if Glenn didn't play the guys, they would rip him. F the haters, man. You can't win. you're right. If he didn't play his guys, there'd be a ton of criticism. He's playing his guys, and there's always one who's got to go the other way. And I don't think Nick is just saying this because he wants like a hot take to stand out or anything. That, to me, is not him. I think he genuinely believes this. I just think he's off base here. We all have bad takes. We all have bad takes. I thought Zach Wilson was going to be a good quarterback. Harry writes in, didn't Nick also want to tank the season for a quarterback this offseason? I think that was Frankie. I think you're confusing Nick and Frankie V. But the fact that you're confusing them does kind of speak volumes about how bad this take is from Nick. Sean with a super chat. Jet fans love Glenn's confidence. Watch the Ravens game last night. If we could have run game and physicality, we're going to have some fun. Sean, from your lips to God's ears. From your lips to God's ears. Ladies and gentlemen, Beastbreaker writes in, I scaled myself today. I'm now 248 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Beastbreaker claiming that he has lost weight. He's down from the 259, and now he is 248. If you believe him in the chat, write it in. If you don't, write it in. More of your calls right now. It's Clifton time.
Jake, I think I'm going to paraphrase the Martin Scorsese classic, The Departed. Reporters are like mushrooms. Feed them shit and keep them in the dark. Like, I don't know what, Outkick thinks it serves the Jets or Aaron Glenn to give him details about what his rationale is about playing his starters, right? I mean, I think he's been pretty consistent that he thinks that these guys need to get reps. They weren't tackling well enough. It's a new offensive system, right? Anything that he gives them more than the starters are playing, and it's my decision, which is essentially what he's saying, is something that's going to come back, from the pundits, not the reporters, the pundits, and they're going to dissect it and take issue with them, and that's counterproductive to what they're trying to do with the team. So he has no earthly reason other than to just give the reporters what they need to do their job. They can ask these follow-up questions. He's under no obligation to provide them any more details other than that because it doesn't serve his purposes. And as far as Peter Rosenberg is concerned, he doesn't care for, try-hard coaches that are, football guys or whatever. I don't care for, radio talking heads who use pirate lingo. Then the world just keeps on spinning. I don't get what the problem is. You're trying to find issues with Aaron Glenn, here in, the third or fourth month after his hiring. It's let the guy do his job and then be critical of it. I think that this is not I think it's a non-story, to tell you the truth. He made the decision. He told you he's accountable for it. People get hurt in football games all the time, whether they're preseason or regular season games, and let the chips fall where they may.
Look, I think ultimately, does he win games? That's all that matters. No one's going to care. It's going to be AG has brought a Parcellian-like discipline to the Jets, and he's turning things around. Mangini was great, right? Oh, the man genius. And then he started to lose, and then it was an issue with, he's trying to be Belichick. The narrative's going to be whatever is convenient for those who want to make whatever the narrative is, but you can't twist and turn a narrative if you're winning games. You can't say same old Jets if they're actually winning games and they look like a real football team.
There's going to be spin in both directions, but what you can't do is begrudge this guy the right to do things his own way.
Correct.
And that's what he's doing. That's it.
Excellent
Thanks
call.
for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why Kyle Clifton won the award for best Jets takes on the show. How about this? Beats custom kicks. If Beast gets on the scale and shows he's under 270, I will make him a pair of Beast custom kicks. Now, that would be pretty sick. Honestly, the logo kind of has a little Beast Breaker in him, as is Kyle. Once again, how sick are these shoes? I cannot wait to rock these. Well, I don't think Beast is ever going to get on the scale, though, Kyle. So you might never have to make those pair of shoes. At least I don't think. All right. What do we have here? Sean says 248 in his bra. Okay, then. Thank you, Sean. More calls right now. You know, before I said put on your hard hats this afternoon when Faria comes on the show in his weekly spot. This guy's got a hard hat. Ladies and gentlemen, we say hello to the Hamburger live from work. What's up, Hamburger?
What's up, guys? How we doing? What's up, Asmaniacs? What's up, Jake?
What's up, Mr. Hamburger?
Not much. Just taking a 24-hour fall protection class online. So I figured I'd get on before I take my lesson assessment, my first lesson assessment. So listen, I like the idea that they're playing the starters. As long as they play everybody, the whole starting line and everybody, I think all the starters need to start, at least play them a quarter. I think it's a good idea. We used to do it all the time. I mean, the first week of preseason, it used to go, you get a first quarter out of your starters. The second game, you get a half. And then the last game, you get, the third quarter. And then you put the scrubs in after that. I think it's a good idea. Like you said before, guys are going to get hurt. It's football. If they get hurt, they get hurt. They were going to get hurt as the season started anyway. I'd rather have the team playing collectively as a unit and knowing what their assignments are and what to do and practice that and getting football hits, like live football hits. It's one thing to get hit at practice. I don't know if anybody's ever played, whoever's played football, but I did. I played 9 years of football. And I remember practices, they were great, but you go into game time and it's a different type of hit. Those other opponents are coming after you and they're trying to take your head off. So it's a little bit different for your body to get used to getting those live hits all the time. But I think, there is that nuance that is if Justin Fields or one of our big players get hurt, that of course the media is going to be all up in arms. Oh, you shouldn't have played him. You shouldn't have played him, this and that. But I don't believe in that. They will get ridiculed if Justin Fields goes down. But for me, I don't pay attention to what a lot of the media says. I kind of see with my own eyes and make my own judgments. I stopped listening to a lot of radio talk show hosts anyway, because 90% of the time that they end up being wrong. But like I said, I'm excited for Saturday. I haven't been that excited this year, but I'm starting to warm up. The juices are starting to flow. I'm starting to get excited for the season. But we'll see what happens on Saturday. Hopefully we get some good production out of the offense and you see a few things that give us some good signs that the team's going to be at least somewhat productive this year. I hope more than 5 wins. But like I said, I think eight is probably realistic in my eyes, and I'd be happier with 8 wins than what we've had the last few years. That'd be the most that we've had in 10 years? 8 wins?
8 wins, couple division wins thrown in there,
Yeah.
An upset or two. Like, give us something, man. Like 8 and 9. The fact that would be the most in 10 years is embarrassing, but it's true.
It is, but it's true. But at least with the coaching staff and everybody that we've hired, it would be a good building block for the next few years to come, and they can build off of a season like that. They're not going to really build off of a 5-win season. It's just going to be more bullshit and more who's going to get fired and the fans yelling and screaming that he's no good. So I think you need to win at least 8 games this year to have a good feeling at the end of the year about the coaching staff and the people that we've hired. So, but listen, let me get to work. I got to get out on the bridge. I got my hard hat to check in on a little later on. See, you and Ferrier go at it. But I don't agree with him at all. I think it's stupid. I think they should play him.
Love it. Hamburger,
So,
excellent call. Always good to get you back on the show. You could tell the season's coming. Now that we got some regular call-ins from the Hamburger once again. Rich says, smash the like. Hey, if you're watching this right now, there's almost 500 of you in here live, which is awesome. Click the like button. That helps the channel. More importantly, hit the subscribe button like right over here. Trying to get to 50,000 subs by the end of the Jets season. Now, if the Jets are good, I think we'll get there. If they suck, probably not. Because we have plateaued for a while now. That's the reality of the situation here. But we're almost at 42,000, so we'll start there. Let's see. We got a super chat from Jenner G. She'll be at our watch party next Saturday night. Let's go, baby.
Yes!
Play the starters. F the media. We ain't scared. Go to the baby shower. You know AG wouldn't miss a great party. Shout out to Jenner G for her support. Big debate on the show yesterday. Can men go to baby showers? That was a topic on the second show yesterday. Rick Kent in the house. Channel member for 23 months. That's almost 2 years. I stand with Glenn. Let the Steelers sit out preseason and not be ready to play 60 minutes. We know how that goes from last year. 100%. That's an advantage the Jets will have early in the year. Now, there's risk, of course, with injury. I get it. Play football. Play football. Rich says, smash the like. I think I read that, but the point still stands. BX Farrell says, a 500 season would be a wonderful surprise with this freaking team. Well, I guess you technically can't go 500 anymore, right? Because it's an odd amount of games. But yeah, 8-9, I think we'd sign for right now. 9-8, certainly. The hamburger. Not only is he calling, he's gifting. He's in the raffle for one. For those of you who tuned in late, I said if we got 30 gifted memberships during the show, at the end of the stream, I would do a raffle for a signed Sauce Gardner jersey here on game day eve. And we are now officially over 30. In fact, we're at 35 after the latest gifted membership from Ryan McCarthy, who joins the raffle for one. Thank you very much to Ryan there. All right, more of your calls. A bunch of you are on the line. Love that. Appreciate you guys for your support. No radio today for me, so we're back at our normal slot. I know got to rush and head down to Soho to be in studio. So very, very nice. Let's say hello to JT, who's on the line. What's up, JT?
Yo, how we doing, Jake?
JT rocking the AG shirt.
We're built for this shit, man.
Let's
Dude,
go.
This media needs to relax, man. Like, this is just frustrating to hear because, like, where's the media's criticism for asking the same damn question over and over and over and over again and expecting a different answer? He's going to give the same answer. And for Nick Farrell to think it's a mistake for our starters to play at all in the preseason, did he not watch last year how undisciplined we were, how terrible we were? Come on now. Like, this is just so frustrating, man. Like, I just can't wait for us to hopefully start out well so we can just shut the damn media up. This is frustrating, man.
That's the only way they'll shut him up, though, if they win. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm just hoping this guy is truly the right coach for this team, that he could be the guy that could actually turn things around, because it's an unbelievable story of this guy who's not going to take nonsense from the media could actually be the one to come through and do it.
Right. It's just frustrating that everyone's just trying to compare him to his mentor and say he's not him. He hasn't earned that status yet. Yeah, well, Aaron Glenn has to be Aaron Glenn to be Aaron Glenn. He can't just sit there and suck the media's toes like fucking Robert Saleh, pardon my language, like Robert Saleh did. You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous, man. Like, this is his first head coaching opportunity. Give the damn guy a chance. Let him coach a team out he wants to coach before you start absolutely blasting him for things that just don't make sense. How these, like the other caller said, how are these players going to learn to absorb a hit in the regular season if they don't get hit? Their teammates aren't hitting them to hurt them like other players are. The Steelers are going to be hitting them to hurt them. The Jets defense is not going to be hitting Garrett Wilson to hurt him. The Steelers are. We need to learn how to take hits from other teams, man. Like, oh my God, this media is frustrating. Thanks, Jake.
Look, JT, all good points. Hang in there. Let's hope that, as your shirt says, that Glenn and the Jets are built for it and things turn around, man.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
I mean, that's it. That's the only way things turn around. Adam is too cool. He's up next. What's up, Adam?
Hey, yeah, the media's got to chill out. I mean, let Aaron be Aaron. You don't even know what he is yet until you see the results on the field. I think they just try to make a story for themselves. Anytime you're kind of saying, "Oh, he's not nice to the media. This is gonna go downhill." It's a self-indulgence, and we don't need that. Like, give me a break. Talk football. And I love the idea of the starters playing. And look, if they play one or two drives, that's good. It's better than zero. And with a new system and with the coaches being new as well, everyone needs to practice more, especially in the first year. Maybe in future years, it may be different when people know the system and they're more rehearsed and they've gone through more real life scenarios that they don't need to practice at necessarily in the preseason. So let him be him. Do what they got to do. And I'm just like, let's see them play, and let's see. Hopefully, we'll see not so many penalties. But even if there are, that we'll just they'll take action one way or another because they're not going to have liabilities on the field. Like you can tell from what Aaron Glenn has said about discipline that they're not going to keep people on the roster that are liabilities on stalling drives or extending the opposing offense. Like he's not going to tolerate it because those are the self-inflicted errors that went basically not unnoticed, but uncorrected in the previous regime. And he's going to go and immediately do a 180 on all the low-hanging fruit that didn't work last year and the years previously.
Adam, excellent call. Love that. That's the hope. That is absolutely the hope. Call it out in the Sauce Gardner signed jersey raffle for 5.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
If you got a membership from Call It Out, you thank them. Super chat from Lou, who says, gift. P.S. I think Nick is an undercover hater as always. I usually think Nick is very fair with his takes. I think he's completely off base here. Willie Vision says, media is used to clown material from Gase and Salah era, and Glenn refuses to give them that, and they hate it. And who gives a F about Peter's sports takes? Willie? Appreciate the super chat. Willie, follow-up super chat. Bengal starters played 2 series. Nobody bats an eye. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes plays in the preseason. I think Justin Fields can. Come on now. If the best quarterback in the sport could play in the preseason, so could Justin Fields. Phantom green and white in the raffle for 1. Let's go, Phantom. Now, keep in mind, because I'm not doing a post-game Saturday because of the wedding I have to be at, the show this afternoon and then the post-game show are your last 2 chances to get in the raffle for the weekly prizes. Monday's raffle features 3 epic prizes. Signed Aaron Glenn jersey. Signed Sauce Gardner jersey, so another chance to win a Sauce jersey. And a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey. Jetstream is in the daily and weekly raffle by gifting 1 channel membership. Appreciate you, Jetstream. All right, let's get to more of your calls right now. We do have some breaking news involving the Asmaniac community that we're going to have to hit on with this guy. For those who saw the show yesterday, Nick Shine reneging on his word to pick Coach Cho up from the airport. Shine saying yesterday, I am not picking up Cho. Hashtag get an Uber, Lyft, or friend. For the first time since Nick Shine betrayed Big Cho, it's time to check in with the man himself, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some Cho and Chill. Gator says, I think Big Cho might need an intro. Big Cho.
Yeah, it's nice. I like my recliner. No, I just called to check in. Big Cho. I don't like all those wrinkles on my head. I don't have that many wrinkles. We're talking about Big Cho. My implants are coming in 3 months.
The Kardashian ones?
I put the jet gear on for you. Been running some errands earlier. Came home just chilling. Big Cho. Jake.
Cho.
What's going on?
Cho.
How you doing?
I'm chilling.
Are you?
How are you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, I found out something interesting today.
Yes?
Bertie told me your birthday is September the 18th. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Guess who else's birthday is September the 18th?
Is it yours, Big Cho?
Nope, it's Shania's.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. We found out this morning, so I told her that I was going to tell you.
Fantastic.
And I also told her we're excited. I watched the little podcast you did with the July rankings.
What'd you think of your top 10 rank?
I know, I couldn't believe it. Number 2. That's pretty good. I feel honored, man.
A lot of Cho and Chill was happening in July.
Yeah, I feel honored, man.
People love your passion, your energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was that felt pretty good. I appreciate it. Whoever votes for those things, I appreciate that.
That's all from the committee.
Well, let the committee know I said thank you.
Now, Cho, let's get to the important stuff. What are your thoughts on Nick Shine reneging on taking you from the airport?
This is the first I heard of it.
We had it all planned. Look, here was a photo of him picking you up in the suit. Here's a picture of you in the actual limo with him.
Nice.
Have you thought of any alternatives?
Nah, not yet. I guess I have to go back to the drawing board. Did he say why?
He super chatted yesterday. He wrote the following: I'm not picking up Cho. Get an Uber, Lyft, or friend. He didn't specify why.
Okay. All right. No problem. I'll figure it out.
All right.
Hey, as far as this preseason stuff goes, I think we should be playing our players.
I agree.
We don't sit our players in college during the preseason. So I don't know why they do that in the pros. You know what I mean?
Have you thought about hitchhiking, Big Cho?
Nah.
Here's what it could potentially look like if you're up for it.
No hitchhiking for me, man. I end up in some crazy serial killer's car.
You think so?
Yeah. None of those pictures look like me, though. That does not look like me at all.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Did you see Janergy's call yesterday when she paid homage to you and went into Cho position?
No, I didn't see the show yesterday.
You a big Cho position guy?
Say what now?
Is that your favorite position, the Cho position?
Oh, just chilling. Yeah, I lean back, try to support my neck. What about you?
I'm chilling. Depends on what type of position.
Yeah. Like what?
Depends on the context.
I got you. So are you gonna hammer your boy when he calls in this afternoon?
Yeah, next time Nick Shine calls in, I'm going to hammer him for not picking you up from the airport.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the guy that says they shouldn't play the players in preseason when he calls today.
Oh, yeah. Get your hard hat, Big Cho. We're coming after him.
Should be interesting. What time is the show coming on? 4:30, 4?
4:30, probably 4.
Okay. I'll check it up. I'll check it out. I'll check it out for sure. But
Sounds good, Big Cho.
Appreciate the love and number 2.
You got it. Big Cho, you have yourself a hell of a day, all right?
Yeah, do the same. Take care.
Big Cho, everybody. One of the greats. One of the greats. Michael Durambo, he's one of the greats. Always good to have Michael watching the show live. He's in for 5. Sign Sauce Gardner jersey in black. End of the show to whoever wins the raffle. TH3 says, can't stand Rosenbaum. Should have stuck to being a culture vulture and pretending he knew hip-hop on Hot 97. Never seen someone stand for media like him. TH3. Appreciate the super chat. Kyle Clifton joins the raffle for 5 with this $20 super chat. I don't understand why Cho can't walk from the Newark airport to MetLife. It's only 12 miles. Cho, have you thought about potentially walking from the Newark airport to MetLife Stadium for the game? Cho's actually still on the line, so we can ask him. Cho, your thoughts?
That'd be a big negative with my back situation. I can't walk that far, no.
Well, don't worry, Big Cho. You've used Uber and Lyft before, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay. We always have that as a fallback.
Yeah. That's true.
Nick Shine, though. Not a man of his word.
Well, I was going to take him out to lunch.
Wow. So now we turned down lunch with Big Cho, too.
Yeah. It's okay.
Cho, you keep doing your thing, all right?
Just as long as he's not mad at me for some reason.
I don't think he's mad at you. He's not Georgie.
Oh, yeah.
Would you accept a ride from Beast on his Quidditch broom? ISU wants to know.
Sure.
Okay.
You think he'll pick me up?
On his broom? He might.
I'll go ahead and go. I'll take a ride with him. That's cool.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we might have a new plan. Beastbreaker will be the hero that this chat needs.
You get the fuck out.
Thank you, Big Joe. More calls right now. On the Gusbuster hotline is Colin. What's up, Colin?
What's up? Sorry, I had to mute my mic. I'm on a tractor right now. So,
Colin, how do you do?
I do pretty good. How about you, Jake?
Living the dream, Colin.
Perfect. First time call here, so hopefully I'm not the dream like last Friday. Wish I could be though. Sounds like a good day for a beer today.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
first time.
What took so long? Where you been?
I just kind of recently discovered the show. I kind of knew about it a little bit, but I got into sports podcasts a little more in the last year, so kind of jumped on. I am a member. I don't know why it didn't show me as a member.
Are you
yesterday
Colin? Are you Colin Wolford? Is that you?
Yeah, screaming fullbacks in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You've gifted some memberships before, so I recognize the name.
Yeah, I'm all in. I'm all about this stuff. So I like giving back, spreading the love, and trying to get those raffles. So, but I think with the preseason game coming up tomorrow, obviously excited to see what the offense has and what the defense has. But I'm really kind of nervous, mostly about special teams. Punting and kicking. I think we're really going to have to rely on that stuff this year. I know that the defense has a higher floor and, can't bottom out as much as the offense. The offense, we're going to see what they can do. But I think if the offense can kind of win position battles and if we can be patient as a fan base and watch them maybe get a few first downs before we decide to punt the ball and, kind of act like I like to call like Michael Myers or Slenderman, where we kind of push them back on their end, win the field position battle, and then hopefully it comes down to good punting and kicking. So I'm kind of, after watching last night's preseason games, a lot of special teams plays were made. So hopefully we can kind of keep up in that regard. And that's kind of a red flag area for me. So just kind of wanted to throw that out there too. But I don't know what anybody else's thoughts are on that. And also fullback, I want to see a lot of good fullback play. There's a lot of good fullback stuff from the Ravens, and they've shown that recipe has worked for decades. So I'm hoping, Beck can step in there and be a huge piece for us this year. So
he's an inexperienced player there. And I wonder, do they just keep him over maybe another tight end and say he's tight end / fullback? Like, how do because that saves your roster spot if that's what they want to do.
Right. And I think he's going to be good for pass pro, especially with Membu, having to kind of get his feet underneath him with that, they can kind of help him out by using the fullback to chip and then kind of leak out, and people have to kind of cover that. I think having the fullback in the backfield kind of eliminates, certain defenses. You kind of have to play things a certain way. You're taking DBs off the field for more linebackers, and you should be able to stretch the field a little bit more with somebody like hopefully Smith, who can kind of push the seams vertically and stuff like that. So I think it's just an element we haven't seen for a while, and I hope that they can get creative in using that. So, but yeah, I think that's all I got. So,
Colin, do me a favor. Shoot me an email, asmanjake@gmail, your address and T-shirt size. I want to send you an Asmaniac shirt for you being a first-time caller and supporting the show and being a part of the community now.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you, Jake.
You got it, Colin. Appreciate your call. Great first call from Colin there. See, I recognized his name in the chat, but I didn't recognize the face. And I was thinking, who is this guy? First-time caller. That's why I didn't recognize the face. Let's see. TH3 Entertainment, not one but two gifted memberships. Sauce Gardner, signed jersey, raffled at the end of the show.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
How about this from Julian? He joins the Asmaniac raffle for 5. Hit it. Thank you, Julian, for your gifted memberships. TH3 with an Asmaniac super chat here. Jay, do you think Fields could be a late round steal at quarterback this year in fantasy? What's your draft strategy look like? I suck at fantasy. Don't ask me for fantasy. I had Field Yates on the radio show. He's like the fantasy guy for ESPN, as people know. I asked him specifically about Fields. He says Fields, if you just look at what he did with the Steelers last year, he averaged like 20 fantasy points because he had some rushing touchdowns, which is what you want. I think Fields is a good fantasy quarterback. He's got to stay healthy. That's been a knock on him. He hasn't played a full season. But when he's out there, he'll be effective. So, yeah, he's probably a good later round steal. I have the 7th pick in my draft. I'm doing one league this year. I was in 3 last year. It was too many. I don't have time. Between this show, radio, the stress of the Jets, I don't have time. I'm doing one league. I have the 7th pick. Came in last 2 years ago. I was in 9th this past year. Every year, the players I draft, they get hurt. So I'm just drafting Bills, Dolphins, and Patriots players and Steelers players. I can't do it anymore. But I have the 7th pick, so who should I take? 12-team league, half-point PPR, standard scoring. Let me know. A couple follow-ups on the Big Cho situation. Johnny Boy wrote in, I got one of my baby mamas that could pick Cho up. Okay, that's an option. Amanda says, when does Cho need a ride? I may know a guy. Cho needs a ride the weekend of October 19th. It's unclear if he's coming in Friday or Saturday. The game is on the 19th. That's the Jet Panther game that the Asmaniacs are in Section 129 for. We sold out of our tickets, so thanks to everyone for that. We'll have tailgate info coming pretty soon. Nick Shine's in charge of that, so we'll have to put our differences aside on the Big Cho situation and come together for that one. A lot happening. Speaking of merch, jakeasman.com, get your merch. Gator and I are cooking up 2 new shirts ahead of the Jet season. So be excited. Gator writes in, if I decide to fly into Newark for the game, I'll share my Uber with Big Cho. Nick Shine writes in, don't worry, Gator, I'll pick you up. What? How could you, Nick Shine? How could you, Nick? How could you do this to us? We haven't used one of these in a while, but you know what? I'm left with no choice. It's time.
Into the shadow realm you go. The New York Jets is going to be the New York Jets. He's 41 years old. Last year, I thought he was cooked and done. A broken thumb, this is the only finger battle when throwing the football. They got Sauce, they got Wilson, but that's it. They've just been the little brothers in this city who always thought that they were irrelevant. This is the New York Giants city.
Appalling. Why does Nick Shine hate Big Cho? Josh is up next. Josh, why do you think Nick Shine hates Big Cho?
Oh no, but if I was able to drive a car, I would. Big Cho would be the first person I'd give a ride to. Big Cho sounds like an awesome passenger seat friend.
Let's go, Josh. How old are you, Josh?
Just turned 15.
Okay, so what's the driver's license now
I
in
got
New York?
1 year until I get my permanent in New York
Okay,
State.
permit at 16. You get license at 17 in New York, right?
18, I think.
I think it's 17, but we can
Is
check
it?
that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I got a couple things to say. For your fantasy question, at number 7, I would love if Jahmyr Gibbs was there for you. I had him last year. He was awesome. Even though he was at some points sharing snaps with David Montgomery, he was awesome. He got a big time majority of the red zone carries. He was putting up 20 plus a week for me. Even in a half PPR league, he was getting some receptions. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. I would take him
Jahmyr
if I
Gibbs.
were you.
All right. If he's there at 7, I might take him.
All right. Next thing I had, Colin, on your first call highlighting special teams. That's what we love to hear. That is what I'm all about. So I'm very interested in the Austin McNamara situation, Colin. So love that we can share that. And then back to the original point of the call, about the headline of this video. I think that the media is going to continue to hate on Aaron Glenn either way he picked. If he picked to not play starters, they would say, "What are you doing?" He picks to play starters. God forbid somebody gets injured in this game, he's going to get fried by the media. But the Jets believe in him, and if unless he wins like what 1 or 2 games this year, he's not going anywhere as the Jets head coach. So this doesn't bother me. This is just lunatics in the media trying to beg for clicks and. I think they're just blowing up a situation because they have nothing to talk about right now. So I stand with Aaron Glenn on this one. I want the starters to play. I think that's how you get them acclimated for the start of the season. At least 2 out of the 3 games, like you mentioned there. Let Justin Fields learn his new system, practice the way you want to play. So if Fields doesn't get the right amount of reps, how's he going to know what to do in week 1? I think you're right in saying that they came out underprepared last year in San Francisco. I think they absolutely need to play the starters this year. So Glenn, stand strong against the media. This is just annoying at this point.
Let's go, Josh. Excellent call. Excellent job.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josh, 15 years old, crushing it. Lou, super chat, cuts the line with the amount of money spent on QBs. Why can't quarterbacks wear red and be off limits to hit in the preseason if they grab it's a sack? Well, because they do that in practice, Lou, or the joint practices, right? Like, live is live. You can't ask people to be live in a game and not hit the quarterback. Now, you do see teams do, like, scrimmages in their actual stadium. For anyone who watched the first episode of Hard Knocks, the Bills do their actual, like, the Jets call it the green and white scrimmage. The Bills call it the blue and red scrimmage. They did it in their actual stadium, but Josh Allen wasn't getting hit. He's wearing a red jersey. You could do it, but you're not going to do it in an actual game. Amanda says, Josh is Jake 14 years ago. That people say that about Connor Long. That's funny. Nate says, Josh calling Faria a lunatic. Derek the Cop. Big Cho's a vet. Does Nick hate vets? It's a fair point. I'll tell you what I don't hate. I don't hate our vets. USA. All the way. Nick Shine. Does he hate the vets? People are asking. I'm not saying he does, but people are now asking. What do we have here? Oh, this was just sent to me. So Big Cho, we showed you this before. Big Cho, anti-hitchhiking. But what if we were able to attach his chair to him as he's waiting to be picked up? See, if Big Cho was able to sit in his lounge chair, all of a sudden I feel like there's something to this hitchhiking thing. Now, he would need to be picked up by a hitchhiker with a pickup truck. Otherwise, I don't know how you'd be able to really get the Big Cho chair on the bed or inside any normal size car. Now, we put wheels on this thing. Can anyone do that? Anyone an engineer? Now we might be able to do something. So keep that in mind. But this might be the best idea yet. Big Cho, we allow him to bring his chair. Any Asmaniacs have pickup trucks. The Brooklyn boys, that's Josh who just called. I have an 18-wheeler waiting for him. He's got the whole back to himself. All right. Now we're cooking here. I like this. More of your calls right now. Please hit the like button if you haven't. Join the Patreon, more importantly, if you haven't. That's where it's at. Get in the Discord. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. On the line right now is a man who's been accused of many things during this show. The most recent one is that he's anti our vets. Nick Shine's on the line. Nick, explain yourself.
This smear campaign is out of control, Jake. Out of control, I say.
Why won't you pick up Big Cho?
I don't know the guy. That's why. I don't know him.
What do you mean you don't know him?
I don't know him.
You know him.
Never
He
talked to
calls
him,
the
doesn't watch
show.
my channel. Never discussion with him. Don't know him.
You didn't know Charles. You didn't know Bobby. Eventually, you got to know him. You met them.
Still a pass.
Also, that truck is kind of exactly what we need.
It's a very nice truck. I enjoy it. But
You have room for a chair like this in the back?
I don't know. Won't find out.
It kind of feels like to me, Nick Shine, we just need to get you and Big Cho to know each other, and then we can make this happen.
Again, though, it's that day is actually my birthday, and I have plans with the kids that day. Like, we're going out for the day. So it's availability is a key factor too. It's no disrespect to the vets. It's no disrespect to Cho. It's a day with family, man.
Anthony super chatted. Nick Shine doesn't want a possible Ted Bundy in the same car. Are you afraid of Big Cho? Do you not trust him?
I mean, he is threatening people. He does want to throw down the weekend of the 18th or the 19th. I don't want to be the one getting thrown at. So, I mean, a fear factor does come into this.
I don't know. To me, it sounds like you just hate Big Cho, which is very upsetting.
Oh, that's fine. Just know that payback is a bitch, and I'm working on something, Jake. Just know that I'm working on something.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Shine, anti-Cho. I'm going to make you guys become friends. That's my new goal.
Well, when I meet him at the game, I can talk to him.
What if we arrange a meeting of the minds before the game?
Yeah, still a no, man. I got plans that day. Like, you got to be like a good friend for me to like break the plans and inconvenience my kids that day.
Mike writes in, I don't know why Nick is so scared of Cho. Are you afraid of this man?
Petrified. Petrified. Like, he's staying in Newark. Like, why? I don't understand why the Uber from the airport is not an option. If you want somebody that you don't know to pick you up, you go with an Uber or a Lyft, because that's what those people do for a living. They pick up people they don't know.
What if he paid you?
Why not just pay the Uber?
He wants someone he knows.
Then why me? You don't know me.
You're a limo driver. We have photos like this one that prove it.
Oh, you're a son of a bitch. Well, since you've been putting me through this hell, then I get a free plug, right?
Yes, please plug your anti-Cho program.
We are doing the anti-Cho post-game show tomorrow, since you won't be on. The Nick Shine show, I'll probably go on about halftime of the game and throughout the end of the game, and however much longer we hang out. So post-game show on the Nick Shine show. Can we squeeze Jet Talk in during this smear campaign, or is that like a different call?
Sure, squeeze in some Jet Talk. Yeah, yes.
All right, I'll try. I'm sorry. I'm sure you'll bring it back to anti-Nick. But with Aaron Glenn, I feel like the media, just like Faria, not a big fan of his takes. But I'm not gonna. He comes on your show. He's a regular, but I'll keep it above the belt. There's no reason. Plenty of coaches play. Buffalo Jet fan had a great tweet yesterday. He goes, if I could see Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow strap up on a Thursday night, I could see Justin Fields and Tyler Johnson put on helmets too. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we making a mountain
Patrick
out of a
Mahomes
molehill?
plays in the preseason. Enough said. Like, of course.
Yeah. Like, what are we doing? Like, we're too good to risk an injury. You got to get your timing down. You got to get your rhythm down. You got to get out there when the bullets are flying, and you got to see where you're at. You don't do that by holding a clipboard. take advantage of the situation. You have some extra games. You have some the practices next week. Also, while I got you on air, are you available next Wednesday morning? I got 2 tickets. It's at MetLife Stadium. It's the Giants, but my buddy who's an electrician and works for the Giants got me 2 passes. So if you're interested, we can go to MetLife Stadium for Jets Giants.
You know what? I'd love to go, but I stand with Big Cho and I can't.
I understand. I would have picked you up though. I would have picked you up. If you would have made it to Secaucus, I would have picked you up. Because the whole being a friend and knowing you aspect.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he goes. Anti-Cho himself, Nick Shine. I appreciate the offer, Nick. I'm doing the morning show Tuesday and Wednesday on ESPN till 10. So it's going to depend on the practice schedule. I don't think I could make the one at the Jet facility. It's too far, but I'm close enough to MetLife where maybe I can get over there because the Giants practice right next to MetLife. Let's see what time that practice. Yeah, the practice is at 10. By the time I get there, I'll miss a lot of it. It's tough. Oddly, I'm not doing radio Monday. So if it was Monday and Tuesday, then Wednesday, I would definitely be able to go. And I would just not do a morning stream. I would just come back and do a afternoon stream, but can't do it this week. Man, Nick Shine. Who would have thought he would have such disdain for Big Cho? Hit the like button. Big fella, super chat. He says the latest take from Ferry is proof why he's on my worst guest, Mount Rushmore. Tanky V, Joe B, Nick Faria. Stick with the Eagles. Sunshine. Anyone notice that big fella forgot how to count here? He wrote Tanky V twice. Maybe that was intentional. He wrote Tanky V twice. He did. Super chats cut the line. All right. What? I'm bad at math. 8 days from now, 1 week from tomorrow. Who's ready to party? The Asmaniac Watch Party is just days away. We're live at T Squared Social, Midtown Manhattan, steps from Grand Central Station for the Jets and the Giants. $18 ticket includes a Friday beer, a gangrene tee shot, and a raffle ticket for your chance to win tickets to Jets Panthers. Signed Aaron Glenn jersey, signed Wayne Corbett jersey. The food menu's electric. The drink menu's great. And it's preseason, so we're going to have fun because it's going to be an absolute blast. Come party with me and the Asmaniacs. I can't wait. $18. Beer, shot, raffle ticket included, and a great night watching the Jets and the Giants. Yeah, baby. Who's ready? I'm ready. I'm so excited I could sit on the side of a road in a big chair and do nothing. More calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. Pork of the morning, fresh off a pork session. What's up, Pork?
Hey, Jake, what's up? Hey, we definitely need to play these guys in the preseason. I mean, last year we've seen it took a long time for this team to even, get it together, which they never did. So, this is the time, get these guys ready. I mean, it's football. It's a new regime. We're getting to practice early. We're getting things done. This is what we got to do. Like, who's going to complain that we're making the guys do their job? I mean, this is part of their job. I mean, they're getting paid millions of dollars, and we're complaining that they're playing in the preseason. Shit, man, that pisses me off, actually. We play to win. You know what I mean? We're coaching these guys. We want them to get out there and play and win. So, let's take the preseason off. Let's not prepare. Shit, let's let the players run the fucking team. Because apparently that's what we did last year. Solo, people walked all over him. What time did he have guys coming in? Whenever they wanted to. What, 10 o'clock practices? Job of convenience? That's what Sala ran here. Now we got a real coach. People want to complain. No, that's over with. So I'm happy these guys are playing. I'm happy they're earning their money. Let's see what it does. Hopefully, it equals wins or a better team or a more exciting team or something. I don't know how many times we went out there after a bye week, 2 weeks of practice. We couldn't even score a fucking point for weeks after that. Now we're still complaining. Jeez, we had the most pathetically coached team for about the last 6 years. No accountability, no guts. Damn. And now we're complaining. All right, well, I'm done. We
How's the ex-wife who you got back together with, Pork?
we're doing all right. I move into the new place on the 28th.
Nice.
So after my South Carolina work trip, I'll be back and prepared to move. Everything's set up for that day. For the electricity, the internet will be on. So everything's going well in that department. Hopefully, we see something tomorrow on the football field that makes us happy.
Pork, keep up the great work, all right?
All right. Have a great weekend, guys.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
We got quite the rant there from Pork. Pork's back with his ex-wife. It's great to hear. Will it work out? I think it will. I believe in Pork. We want Pork to have true happiness. It got me thinking, though. Tomorrow's the first Jets game of the year. It's preseason, but it's a game. What do we think Boy Green will be doing afterwards?
So we're going to get into all of it here. Again, my name is Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. We come 2 hours after every final whistle here for the post-game show. And I'm going to be honest. The only good thing that happened to me late tonight, early this morning, was making sweet, passionate love to my fiance, which I did after the article was written and that kind of stuff. That's the only good thing that happened. Not great. Terrible.
Will there be sweet and passionate love being made after the game tomorrow night? Mr. Watt with a super chat. Jake, are you ready for the Abdul Carter experience? I'll tell you what, if the Jet O-line holds up well against the Giants pass rush, then we got something. Because the Giants pass rush is nasty. Carter's had an unreal camp from what everyone has said. You got him and Thibodeau and Brian Burns, plus Dexter Lawrence up the middle. The Jet O-line can run the ball and be good against the pass rush. In these joint practices with the Giants, that shows you something. Boy Green was porked up there, says Ralphie. Raymond, Boy Green porked. J-Boy, what was that for that Boy Green take? That take is about 2 years old now. After the Chargers game on Monday night a few years ago. Last chance to get in on the show. Open phone lines. Reminder, Jets, Packers, if you're betting on it, FanDuel is the place to bet on the game. FanDuel offers first half bets that you can make. So with the Jets obviously only playing their starters for part of the game, if you want to take the Jets in the first half, because it doesn't sound like the Packers are playing their guys, that could be a bet you could look at. Right now, the line in the game is Jets +3. And as crazy as that sounds, I think Glenn, in his first ever game, is going to be coaching to try and win this game. Within reason. He's not going to keep his starters in too long, but I think he's going to have his guys ready to go. It's the first game. They want to make a good first impression. They've had a physical training camp. It's the first time they get a chance to hit another team. I'm taking the Jets on FanDuel tomorrow, +3 in a preseason game. Am I nuts? Maybe. But that's the play I'm making. Jets +3 on FanDuel. Official pick. Got to do it. Shout out to FanDuel for sponsoring our show. Comments, questions, super chats. AZ is up next on the show. He just called in. What's up, AZ?
What's up, Jake? Oh, I've never done this before. Okay, I like this.
What's up, AZ? Welcome aboard.
All right. Yeah, this is my first time calling in. I just wanted to connect. I'm a uni student. I don't think everything that you do is cool. So I just wanted to, say what's up. First time seeing it live. I usually watch it when I'm at work, so.
That's awesome, man. Where do you go to school?
Syracuse.
Oh, awesome, man. I know that area well. I went to Ithaca.
Oh, really? Okay. How often you go to Syracuse? I'm from Syracuse too, so.
I haven't been in years since I graduated, but I've been to games at the Carrier Dome before. I saw Billy Joel do a concert there, so a lot of my friends went to Q's too. So I know the school well.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, for sure. In terms of Jets, I'm just excited. Last season was the worst season I've ever dealt with in my life. I haven't seen my team go to the playoffs since I was 6 years old. I turned 21 in a week, so yeah. I need some.
You're
For sure, I'm due. If you would have told me when I was 6 years old, I've never seen my team go to the playoffs again, I'd have told you it was crazy. But yeah, we're here. Well, that's pretty much all I got.
AZ, great first call, man. I appreciate you making it. How long you been watching the show?
I started watching when AG first signed, like his first press conference. I was just, in class, just trying to see who was talking about it. Seen your live stream. I've been watching ever since. Usually, I work at FedEx, so it's like 3 hours. So I usually watch your 2 lives. Usually get me through my shift.
I love that, man. Well, thanks for the kind words. Call back more. Great call.
All right, for sure. If I catch it more, I will. I got you.
You
Appreciate
got
you,
it.
Gert.
AZ checking in from Syracuse. Goes to Q's. Go Orange. Let's see. Spencer Green with a super chat. Busy morning, just joined. Has King Beast called today? King Beast is on the line, and he's jamming out his guitar. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to the man himself. Excellent job, Beast. That tune was terrific. Joshua writes in, 30 days in jail. I'm down 15 pounds and not going to read that part. Folks, this is why you read the comment before you put it up on the screen, but I'm truly Ron Burgundy. I'd read anything. Congrats, Joshua. That sounds wonderful. All right. It's almost raffle time here. Last chance to get in on the raffle. We got a signed Sauce Gardner jersey. Thought I had it next to me. It's actually in my kitchen right now, so I can't grab it. But it's a black signed Sauce jersey. If you win, we send it out to you today. Let's see. MZ or Envelet says AZ believes in achievement. Good call. Boomtown says, well done, AZ. Great first call. Hey, we have a rule around here. For those who don't know, first-time callers, they get 2 raffle tickets. So we've had 2 of those today. Colin and AZ. And that applies for both the daily and weekly raffle. Larry wants to know how was practice. There wasn't practice today, Larry. And next week, the Jets only have 2 practices, Tuesday and Wednesday. And then they have walkthroughs Thursday, Friday, and the game Saturday. So this week coming up is going to be all about those 2 days against the Giants. So get ready for that. All right. If you tuned in late, you've missed a lot. Crazy things have happened on this show. Crazy things have happened on the show. In the meantime, I need to count up some of these raffle tickets. So what I'm going to do right now is play a short video. And then after this plays, there will be a raffle, the likes of which none of us have ever experienced before. Who's going to win a signed Sauce Gardner jersey? That's what we're playing for today, kids. Someone's going to win it. And if you win, football immortality is coming your way. The raffle will commence right after this. Nate writes in, who spits on the mics the most during your time at WFAN?
Oh my! What kind of question is that? I won't get into. I'm gonna leave that. I probably did a number of times.
Is that in the book, the Joe B book one day on your radio? And
there'll never be a book. There'll never be a book. Never. They'd have to pay me a shitload of money. They'd have to pay me a minimum 6-figure retainer for me to even consider doing a book. Minimum.
It'd be an amazing read, Joe, because your memory is encyclopedic. Like, you could talk about stories growing up in the 60s. Like, the story you told on this show about going to the Jets-Chiefs playoff game in 1969 is like the details you remember from that. It's astonishing.
Yeah. No, I'll never forget that game. That was kind of the beginning of the end. And it's like, 55 years ago now. Are you kidding? Oh, that game was, man, I'll tell you. I told you the story. I'm begging my mother, this guy in my class, because the game was blacked out. You couldn't see it in New York, right? This was the days of the blackout. What a joke that was, okay? So I'm begging my mother, I got to see this game. My team's in the playoffs. I got to see it, right? It was a Saturday afternoon game too. And my mother came through. There was a guy in my class. I was a junior in high school, and he was selling his tickets. And my mother I said, look, I don't have to have anything else for Christmas. This is what I want. Bought the tickets. I think they were about $20 a piece. Could you imagine that? Had seats down in the end zone below. It was brutally cold. Let me tell you, it was brutal, windy, cold. And Namath had a terrible game, 14 for 40 that day. He threw 3 interceptions. They had a first. They were down 6-3. They had a first and goal on the 1-yard line, and they couldn't put it in. They wound up kicking a field goal, right? And this Chief team, by the way, was one of the great defensive teams of all time. They had 6 Hall of Famers on the defense. And I'll never forget watching the biggest play of the game. After they stop us on the goal line, Len Dawson hits the great Otis Taylor, who also should be in the Hall of Fame, for about a 50-yard pass right down the middle. And then 2 plays later, I believe it was Gloucester Richardson catches what turned out to be the game-winning touchdown pass. We're down 13-6. We're getting the ball back late in the game, about a minute something to go. We're getting a good field position as they punt to us. And we had this guy, Mike Battle, who had a big punt return for a touchdown in that exhibition game against the Giants. When we played the Giants after we won the Super Bowl, and we beat them, it was like a regular season game. We had to win for a preseason game. Killed them 37-14. Battle had an interception return and a touchdown for a touchdown in that game. He fumbles this punt, and Kansas City recovers it, and the game was over. And I'll never forget, man. You talk about being bummed out, but little did I know, this was only the beginning of me being bummed out. Who knew? Like, this was like a good thing. We actually lost the divisional playoff game. What? Come on. So
and then what? You got on the subway and then
got in the
tell that
subway,
part.
and, right? And I never forget, some guy was drunk, and he was on the subway next to us, and he goes, he doesn't remember anything about the game, and he says, "Did we win?" And the guy says, "You don't want to know." I remember the guy was like sober and was with him, like, "You don't want to know." I'll never forget that.
That's why you could write a book, Joe. These stories are it's from 1969. You told it like it happened 2 days ago.
Oh man, I'll never forget that. And then let me tell you this story too. On the same day, I get home that night. It's a Saturday, and I got a phone call at home. Remember, I'm a junior in high school, so my testosterone level is through the roof, and I'm all like, I'm all like bummed out. The Jets just. I get a phone call from this girl who wanted to go out with me, who I wanted no part of, and I remember that night. And I had to be like nice about it. I mean, I didn't want to see this girl, and I didn't. By the way, I just want you to know. So I made a few mistakes like that. Did I ever tell you while we're rolling here, we're telling the Beningo's life story here? Almost time. I've been on here for an hour. I got to go to ShopRite in a minute and shopping. But let me just tell you this. So I was a freshman in college, right? And I used to go to this place called the Marshmallow up here in New City, New York, to go. I could still dance. I still, as you know, I still got.
You still got it.
Yeah. Still got Travolta-esque moves. So anyway. So we used to go dancing every Friday and Saturday night. This is in the summer after I was home from college. And this girl, we met her at this place at the Marshmallow. Nice girl, Italian girl, nice, not bad, but not great look. She wasn't great. I really didn't want to, do anything with her. And she has tickets for me to see the Rolling Stones at the Garden. Wait a minute. And this is the heyday. Forget the Rolling Stones now. Everybody's 1,000 years old. Keith and Mick, I don't know how they're still alive. But anyway. This is the heyday. This is like 1972, right?
Wow.
The Stones are at the height of their freaking power, And this girl invites me to go to. She got tickets for the Stones. She wants me to go to the Stone concert with her. And you talk about dumb decisions. I said I didn't go because I wasn't crazy about this girl. And as I look back, 50 plus years ago, whatever the hell it was, it's one of the dumbest decisions I ever made, that I didn't go to that concert and that I didn't, probably have sex with her too. I probably should have done that too, So it was kind of like a double whammy, but anyway, that was,
1972, the Rolling Stones.
I'll never forget that.
That's a legendary concert. I mean,
wow. Bro, let me tell you, I so regret, and I've never seen them, right? And I so regret not going to that concert. Oh my God.
Joe B. Joe B. Can't wait for our weekly chats with Joe Mondays during the upcoming Jet season. For those new to the channel, Beningo's a regular with us in season. All right, I'm putting the names together, and I saw 2 more just came in as I'm doing it. So the Human Fun, I just manually added you here. Black Gypsy, I just put you in for another entry for the signed Sauce jersey, ladies and gentlemen. And then this super chat from Colin who wants to know, does FanDuel have a first half bet on Jets running the tush push? I don't know off the top of my head if they do, but they got so many different prop bets you can make for every game. So check it out, Colin. You'll find something you like. With that said, who's ready to spin the wheel of champions? Someone's going to win a signed Sauce jersey. Who that someone is, we're going to find out all together. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac Raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Here we go. Music, please. If you win, email me, asmanjake@gmail, the address where to send your prize to. If you don't win, well, on Monday, if you entered this one, you're in for that one too, for our 3 weekly prizes, and one of them is a Sauce jersey signed by him, so another chance to win that one. Good luck to everyone. Thank you for your support. We wouldn't be able to do these without it. So here we go. The winner of a signed Sauce jersey is listener Anthony Logerato. Congrats to Anthony. Well-deserved. Shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Roseanne, who's always in our chat and is a great, great person as well. Love it. Love it. Congratulations. Well done by Anthony winning the top prize in this morning's stream. We'll have more prizes on the afternoon stream. Do we want a regular jersey, Fields jersey, in honor of him playing tomorrow? Do we do another signed Jets item? Let me know. Always open for suggestions from the best listeners in all of sports. With that said, though, congratulations. Thank you to everyone who supports the show. We're back this afternoon. Bring your hard hats. Nick Faria has a terrible take on Glenn and the Jets, and we will debate him up and down on the afternoon show. Looking forward to that. Until then, I leave you all with a clip that needs to be played on game day eve. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy what it's all about. You ready? Let's go.
The Jets are going to come back. No, they're not. They're never going to come back. They're never going to come back. I hate this team. I hate them. I hate them.
Here it is. Little Victor Cruz dance. Oh, Victor. Woo. I'm doing a little salsa, baby. Yeah.